Hello everybody, I'm Shanice Brown and this is my informative speech. It took me a while to decide what I wanted to do for my informative speech. I have so many ideas, but of course you had to narrow it down to one. So I decided to pick traveling, of course. I do like to travel. I like to travel all over the place. You know, my friends and I are always ready to get up and go somewhere. So I decided to talk about Spain. Spain has always been my interest. Spain is just one of those cool places that I've always dreamed to go to. I really like the culture, the atmosphere out there. I like, what they have to offer is so different from here in America. So, I want to travel there, and hopefully my graduation present from graduating from ODU will be to go to Spain. So I thought that's what my speech should be about. Spain is a sovereign state as well as a member of the European Union. Their capital is Madrid, and of course their official language is Spanish. They do have two large cities. Their largest city is Madrid, which of course is the capital. And apparently Madrid is the place to go. They do have a lot to offer out there in Madrid, especially their nightlife. Their nightlife is apparently amazing. They have so much to do out there. It's never a dull moment. They have bars, they have clubs out there. They have live entertainment, like live music and dance. So I think that's pretty cool, as well as their jazz lounges. I think music and dance is one big main factor out there. So it's pretty cool that they have that. They also have theaters for people that like to go see plays or movies or anything like that. So I think that's cool. They do have some main attractions out there, some landmarks, and they do have the Royal Palace of Madrid, which is beautiful. And then they also have museums. They do have different museums. They have a Prado Museum as well as the Museum of Modern Art. So I think that's pretty interesting about Madrid. Their second largest city in Spain is Barcelona, Spain, and I absolutely love Barcelona. I really want to go there, like I said, so my fingers are crossed for that present. But I really want to go there, and I think Barcelona, Spain is amazing. I mean, they do have some interesting stuff out there. They have 68 parks, and I thought that was the most interesting thing to learn about Barcelona. They do have small, timid parks that, I guess not a lot of people go to, large recreational areas where people can go out there, relax, have fun, have family gatherings out there, and, be themselves and hang out and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Barcelona does have 7 beaches, and I am hoping to visit all 7. But I think that their main beach was listed, and it is listed as one of the top 10 in the National Geographic magazine. So I think that is pretty interesting, and I hope that I can visit there one day. Spain does have some interesting facts that I thought were pretty cool. For one thing, Spain is the only country in Europe that produces bananas, which I love that fact because I am a fruit person. I could eat any type of fruit. And bananas are one of my favorite fruits besides strawberries. So I think that's pretty cool. Spain, most people there also, they own more cars than cell phones. And, I thought that was interesting because out here, a lot of people can't go without cell phones. Like me, for one, I can't go without my cell phone. So I think that that's pretty cool that, most people would rather have a car than a cell phone. So that's interesting. Another thing is Spain does produce 44% of all the Earth's olive oil. So I thought that's interesting, especially for people that like to cook, because I know my family and we do use olive oil for a lot of stuff. So I think that's cool. And lastly, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world with 329 million speakers worldwide. Now that's pretty interesting. And I do speak a little Spanish myself, but not a lot. So I thought that was cool. In Spain, people out there, they do play sports. They play, American football. They play tennis. They play basketball. And they also play volleyball and anything else. So I thought that was cool. But their most important sport is, of course, soccer, which we know is soccer, but they know is football. So I thought that was interesting. And they do have different teams. They have a professional team called La Liga. And then they have two other teams that I guess you can say go against each other. There's FC Barcelona as well as the Real Madrid. So I thought that was interesting. And another thing that they do have is fashion. And me being, in love with shopping and, always going out wanting to buy like the newest things or what can be trendy or anything like that, and looking at different cultures, I thought fashion was pretty interesting. They have, modern fashion as well as street fashion. And another interesting fact is that Barcelona is slowly starting to become a major fashion center. So fashion is, growing out there. They have, major designers and models that, live out there or visit out there on a daily basis. And, the models out there have done, runways in, London and New York and Milan and everywhere like that. So I think that's pretty interesting that, fashion is becoming a big thing out there. Another thing is their culture. So, their culture is pretty unique. Spain is just known for a lot of stuff. They are known for the sunny days, the beaches, the music, the live entertainment. They're known for all of that. So, art is nothing new, whether it's music or it's painting or drawing or photography or anything like that. Art is nothing new to them. And, we do learn some of their famous artists like Pablo Picasso. That's one artist that they do have out there. So, art is something that is very important out there. They do, in their culture, they do have the Spanish guitar. And what makes it different from, a regular guitar is that the Spanish guitar does have a 6-string added to it. So that's the difference between, a regular guitar versus a Spanish guitar. Their last thing that really captivated me was their food. Now, along with me loving fashion and shopping, I do like to eat and I like to try, different things and, different food, different variety, what they have to offer. So their food there is pretty interesting. The dishes that they do make corresponds with the regions, like the dish that they can make captivates the region or where it's from. And also their food has a lot of spices added to it. It's a really spicy taste, as well as, it's colorful because of the food mixtures that they add. And, they do use spices, and it's very tasty. It's very different. So, as along with growing their own bananas and everything like that, they do grow their own fruit and their own vegetables. And, they do have a great taste for, the meats and the seafood and the wine as well as the cheese. And I think the wine and cheese are most important in the food culture out there. So they do have a lot of that out there. And Spain is just, one of those places that, you really have to visit and you have to take in everything out there. So this is my informative speech, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.